A lot of fans right now are comparing Anthony Edwards to MJ because of these moments.
Sit out for Edwards. Anthony Edwards! Elevation! Jam and flex!
Pippen down to Jordan. Look out, running. Oh my goodness! You talk about a hammer. Michael Jordan with 22 points.
Unbelievable.
Miles. Pull up! Yes, sir!
7'2" and 280, trying to wrap you up, and somehow you have the strength and the body control to get off a reasonable shot.
The human highlight reel himself, he goes up and under. I mean, he's falling.
There he goes on the takeoff. He goes sideways. Now the lean-in move. You see how he looks like Superman.
Highlights. Oh, the windmill. Oh, here we go. Take off. Whoa! Catching me in. Detonation.
No more comparisons.
Yeah.
But if that era was today, do you feel like MJ could guard you?
Hell no. No.
First of all, Anthony Edwards wants to be the face of the NBA. We all know that being the face of the NBA is about carrying a hefty responsibility. In an interview with Bleacher Report back in 2022, Edwards laid out his ambitions plainly and simply, saying,
I want to be an all-star. I want to go deep in the playoffs, definitely pass the first round. 5 years, 5 years, like I want to be the face of the league, have a couple MVPs by then, and have a ring. 5 years, I would expect to go to the finals for sure.
Fast forward to 2024, and Edwards isn't just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. With 2 All-Star nods under his belt and his team poised for playoff contention, he's earning recognition as a potential face of the league. Moreover, now with the Wolves making noise in the league, led by Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, the championship dream feels closer than ever. While it's tough to predict the outcome of the season, Edwards and his squad are looking like serious contenders. And if Edwards can add a championship to his resume in the next couple of years, he'll be like Conor McGregor, who predicted, or should I say, decided his future.
I'm Conor McGregor and I live in Luke. I'm a professional MMA fighter with a record of 4-1. I'm an up-and-coming fighter, and without a doubt you will see me on the UFC in the near future, without a doubt.
But of course, this video is not about McGregor. It's all about how Anthony Edwards isn't joking when he says he wants to be the face of the league. See, Edwards has quickly become known for his infectious humor and unforgettable sound bites. But as he puts it, a lot of people think I'm a joke because I'm so funny. But I am not a joke, man. Don't play with me. With aspirations of becoming an all-star, Edwards is always putting in the hard work to make it a reality. The Timberwolves are clawing their way up, with Edwards at the forefront. His journey from being considered a streaky shooter to becoming a legitimate threat from all over the court is nothing short of remarkable. Edwards has upped his game, improving his three-point shooting from 32.9% to 36.6%. And when asked about his critics, he said, I still put a lot of work in on everything. A lot of work on my shooting, but they were still wrong. Edwards is eyeing an all-star spot. And yeah, he has a strong case. But it's not a walk in the park. He's up against giants like Steph Curry, Ja Morant, Luka Doncic, and many more. But despite the stiff competition, Edwards' numbers scream all-star loud and clear. The challenge now is it's up to the coaches and media to give him the nod. And the good thing for him, coaches are starting to take notice. Take Steve Kerr for example. He praised Edwards' growth, pointing out how much more mature and comfortable he looks on the court, saying, I think the biggest thing is his maturity as a player. Like most guys, the second year becomes a lot easier than the first, just based on experience and knowing what you're facing. And I think Anthony looks really comfortable and confident out there. There is so much to learn between personnel and scouting reports and tendencies. I think he's picked up a lot of that stuff and is now playing with a lot of confidence. Edwards looks up to the Warriors, basketball's gold standard, admiring their teamwork and success. Dropping 48 points on them didn't just highlight his skill, but also his respect for their game. Ant-Man even said, even when KD came, it was never like, I need to get 30 tonight. We are going to swing it, and whoever is open gets the ball. That was beautiful to watch. Even this year with Steph and Klay Thompson back, it's a beautiful thing to watch. And Steve Kerr has a great system over there. Adding to Kerr, even the best coach in the league right now, Coach Spo, didn't hold back and compared Edwards to D. Wade.
It's hard not to look at Anthony Edwards and not see Dwyane Wade in him. And I'm not a guy for comparisons, I'm not. But the way he moves, the way he competes, the way he electrifies a crowd, yes, that reminds me of number 3. And I have told Anthony that, and I feel like I'm going back in time, and it's making me younger again. I'm really enjoying it.
Edwards believes he's been NBA superstar material for a while, making his 29-point game at the Staples Center as the moment he knew that he was that guy. But it's more than just points with Edwards. It's about his attitude, his willingness to do whatever it takes to win. Whether it's guarding the best player all game or aiming for 30 rebounds, Edwards is all in. The question remains, can Edwards be the transformative figure for the Timberwolves? Something that stars like Kevin Love, Andrew Wiggins, and Jimmy Butler couldn't fully realize. I am winning to win at all costs. I am willing to do whatever it takes. I'm willing to guard the best player for 48 minutes. I'll try to get 30 rebounds. It's whatever. I will do whatever it takes, and I feel like that is what will put us over the hump. But in times like these, that kind of willingness often ends up in disaster. See, on March 16, 2024, during the game against the Jazz, which was their latest game, as both teams were locked in a tie by halftime, the Timberwolves faced an unexpected setback. Anthony Edwards encountered a scary moment on the court. Edwards drove in from half court, weaving through the defense off a screen from Naz Reid. But as he made his play, he stepped on the foot of Jazz forward Taylor Hendricks. This moment showed Edwards suffering what appeared to be an ankle injury, leading him to exiting the game. However, it looks like it's just a piece of cake because right after the game, he casually said,
just to keep my ankle warm. My guy, David Hines, does a great job as far as keeping me ready to go, especially when I turn my ankle.
But the crazy thing here is, even though Anthony Edwards got injured, he still made history. See, the Timberwolves, facing a tight game, turned up the heat in the final 2 quarters, securing a solid victory with a score of 119-100. Anthony Edwards scoring 31 points, grabbing 10 rebounds, dishing out 5 assists with 3 steals and 3 blocks, was everywhere on the court, shooting 12 for 20 from the field and 5 for 7 from beyond the arc. He played 35 minutes on the court before he got injured. This performance had Edwards etching his name in Timberwolves history, surpassing Kevin Love's 2013-2014 record for the most 30-point games in a single season for the franchise. Furthermore, this season, Edwards is lighting up the league with averages of 26.5 points, 5.4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1.3 steals per game, all while shooting 46.5% from the field and 37.3% from three-point land. And even if now he's healthy, the way he plays, it's a magnet for injury, flying high and doing anything to block the shot in order to win. I mean, that is suicidal.
Have a chance. Up ahead, Neesmith. Blocked!
In that case, it's better to ask a question. How will the undermanned Timberwolves respond if Edwards got injured this season? Well, let's analyze their game against the Jazz. With Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, and Karl Anthony Towns sidelined, the team's resilience is truly being tested. But the Timberwolves have a secret weapon stepping up to the paint. Naz Reid took center stage in their games against the Jazz, which proves why he's considered a highly productive backup big. And by the end of the third quarter, Reid had already tallied a double-double with 13 points and 12 rebounds. His performance shows that the Timberwolves can still pack a punch even with key players missing. Adding to the firepower, veteran guard Mike Conley dazzled with 22 points before the third quarter's end, bringing his wealth of experience and skill to the forefront at a crucial time. Together, Reid and Conley are leading the charge, but they're not doing it alone. The team's depth is often being called upon, with every player needing to step up their game to fill the void left by their missing stars. On the other side of the court, the Utah Jazz are not making things easy. Rookie guard Keontae George racked up 16 points towards the end of the third quarter, and Colin Sexton contributed 13 points off the bench. The Timberwolves, sitting at a comfortable 45-21, are fighting to solidify their standing in the Western Conference. Being in third place is a strong position, but in the fiercely competitive West, every game counts, especially when you're down a few key players. Anyway, do you think Anthony Edwards can be the face of the NBA? Well, in a recent episode of Inside the Green Room with Danny Green, the three-time NBA champion shared his thoughts on Edwards' potential. Green didn't hold back, stating that Edwards has all the makings of a superstar, but there's a catch. According to Green, Edwards still has some hoops to jump through before he's crowned the face of the league, and the biggest test is the playoffs. Currently, Edwards is lighting up the court for the Wolves, helping them secure a solid spot in a tough Western Conference. But Green sees room for growth. He describes Edwards as a lower-tier superstar who has the potential to climb higher with a stellar playoff performance. However, he's quick to point out that Edwards can't do it alone. For Edwards to solidify his superstar status, he'll need support from his team. If the Wolves can stay healthy and elevate their game alongside Edwards, Green believes there's no denying his future as the face of the league. And we also can't deny that for the past decades, the NBA has a lot of crazy iconic moments like the first ever Game 7 buzzer beater of Kawhi Leonard.
Is this the dagger?
Like I said, that's just one of the many goosebump moments in NBA history. And if you want to witness more, click this video right here. What are you doing? Click it!